Just going live on Facebook and 3 tips for today's because last time I have to check the just checking everywhere that it's live. So if you're jumping on, say hey. Let me check. Last time I wasn't recording sound. Just checking everything. Yes, say sound. Hey. Okay, fab. So if I go large here. Just checking everything. Yes, say sound. Okay, fab. Okay, cool. So it's on, because if anyone was with me the other day, half an hour I wasn't I was muted, and I didn't even check that it had come back on, even though I knew it was muted in the beginning. So 3 things today. I said I was going to jump on live because overnight I had so much interaction with my higher self, really talking to God, to be honest. There was like a big Godhead speaking to me, but what I wanted to pass on was the most simple. And earlier when I was talking about this with someone else, I was so excited, but I've been out all day. I've been out about 7 hours and it's been raining here, and I'm just like coming down off of all of my high. And that's usually what I do, usually like go, and then right now I'm like kind of integrating. So many things happen today, so many things happen every day. If you're paying attention to shifts in mindset, changes in beliefs, opportunities for interaction with new people, observing the small things that you usually wouldn't, rather than go trying to get somewhere. Like my mum was taking an exercise class today, and instead of like, I was like, oh, just when I'm in an exercise class, for example, I observe the things that I kind of don't want to be like if I'm paying too much attention to what other people are doing, I come out the lesson, and instead of being like, oh yeah, I had a good workout, I'm like, I really observed that I pay attention to people rather than my own journey, rather than my own thing. And so then just opening up that conversation to you all, that there might be something you're doing, but you're not really there for that. There's other things going on. There's other really incredible things you could be noticing that you'd evolve more from than apparently the exercise. They're more like stages. They're more like scenes set for and from your higher self for you to perform within, that aren't actually the physical label of what someone else on a lower conscious timeline would perceive it as. I had such a great workout. Did you perceive anything new about your awareness and your beliefs? What? I had a great workout. So that was just a little thing that we were kind of starting off with today. It's only going to be a short one today, but there's going to be some potent things in here. So yeah, my energy, I'm just relaxing right now. So the 3 things that I wanted to pass on today was overnight, in my dream time with my higher self, the channeling was this, like sponsoring a child has been coming up to me in another place in the world. You know, like those kind of adverts that say, I'll sponsor a child, you pay for their education, etc. Now, although we know that education in a Western way is and holds value on the 3rd density timeline of programming, it's almost like everyone's on these different stages. But the stage where we want to be at is that we're opening ourselves up to higher levels of abundance by being able to give, even though we may feel that we don't have. And it's not on a pity way or a savior complex of saving a child's life or anything. These are souls having experiences, and you get to have a co-creation with them. If you want to be involved in a supposedly separate African, for example, child's life, then it's a co-creation of apparently 2 different worlds, but you're really not that different, because I imagine that you give gifts to children here all the time. I imagine you give it to your nieces, your nephews all the time. So what's the difference between taking the opportunity to give £15 to another child and freeing yourself from the labels of, are they even going to get the money, and all this confusion over it, and just really anchor down that you're just giving someone else a present that you're yet to physically meet. But then the channeling that they were saying was, they go, if, for example, 10 million, like even in the UK, there's 60 million people, I believe, ish. Even if 10 million people decided to sponsor a child in another place, overnight, that changes the game. Overnight. And then you look back, and I was being shown a timeline of my own life of going, if that was 10 years ago, you could have sponsored hundreds of children, you could have changed hundreds of lives already in a very physical route, not in teaching meditation, sponsoring a child. So they were saying, if millions of you, light workers, took it upon yourselves to say, yeah, I'll sponsor a child, I'll get out of all of the way of fear and savior complex, or that there are problems in the world. There's no problems, and I just want to give some presents out. And yeah, okay, then I enjoy the interaction with a letter being written and saying, wow, I just got to go to school. Just like I imagine all of us had the experience of going to school. I'm not saying school's right or anything, but I'm just saying that this was being shown to me, that millions, tens of millions of children in other places could have a different experience from us activating ourselves to say, even if you think you haven't got a lot of money, that we could all say, I could fix it overnight to a point. Could change something overnight to a point. So for my community, I'm going to put that out there. I'm going to do my research on it, put a link on my link tree, which will be the link in my bio, for sponsor a child. And I want to see like the kind of joy that we get out of this, because a past client of mine stepped out of the matrix, and he threw himself into working with a Kenyan village and calling in money and doing it all himself to send crates of new belongings over to them. And the codes of activation of abundance that all of the people in the UK experienced because they enjoyed giving. So this co-creation is not like a charity anymore. It is a co-creation that you get as much as you are able to co-create with. So say, for example, that you end up sponsoring a child. Yeah, you'll get the joy, and we can look at it on all that kind of timeline. But the universe is now providing and giving more back. And let's just put it out there, Melissa and Bill Gates, it is a game. The more you give, the more you get back. Whether you're on the dark side or the light side of consciousness, imagine how much they've given to other countries, billions. Oh, they're such philanthropists. It's that they're playing a vibrational game. You will get given back if you give out. So if you're currently not giving, I wanted to put that out to my audience, put that out to my community, that my higher self was saying, if millions of light workers took it upon themselves to sponsor a child tomorrow, there could be a real shift in dynamic, not just for the child you're helping, but for your vibration. You will be activated to larger and higher amounts of abundance in a vibrational sense. So let's say that we all sponsor a child, even sponsor two, even sponsor three, fine, like £50 a month, something like that. I don't know how much it is yet, but I'm going to look into it, like I say. And that our manifestation abundance code opens up to then £300 extra a month that comes out of nowhere, the ether. Because one, we've shifted a lot of light all in one moment. We've all decided to just release something ourselves, and we've started playing the game as well. And I'm not saying it in a copying sense, but you have to understand that the people that are in charge and in control and have manifested a lot of money and power have known the game, and therefore it's okay to kind of observe, use what could help translate our mission, and then us recode it in the light. Okay, so that's what I want to put out there, and I'm really interested in how you feel about that. What's coming up for you? What judgments? What resistance? If you're saying, I don't have enough money for that, it's like, okay, that's instantly triggering the vibration to say you're not going to get any more money back because you're already in scarcity and in fear and in low, right? Whereas, oh, I'm going to make the money for this. I'm going to make the money for this. The universe is like, good, thank you. You should want to anyway. Like, good, go for it, give. And then you can get more back. One, because you freed your vibration of fear, and let alone obviously all of the good, but all of the compassion and freedom, abundance, love, connection for primal universal laws. It really does activate it. So in my higher self channeling, in my dream state, I was like, God, I could have really done a lot in these past 10 years. Why didn't I like click onto that? Of course, I could have sponsored a child. It'll be amazing. That'd be completely amazing. But what was activating me was when I came around to the waking up. Anyway, I went on loads of other stuff. But this one part of it was when I woke up, I said, wow, I could have done it for past 10 years. And I reprogrammed myself to believe that I had. But then when I kind of came to, I realized that I was going to do that for the next 10 years. So it was almost like, show me what I could have done, show me what we all could do, showing us how we could all change the game overnight, but then also showing us how we're going to in this future now. So then think about in 10 years time, when you could step back, you could look back at yourself and say, on the 18th of the 10th, 2021, I started sponsoring children and I've sponsored 100 children in my life. And you look back and you can feel who you'd be. Beautiful, right? Totally beautiful. And that isn't manifesting that they need help or anything. It's totally different on New Earth. Totally different. To give is to receive, but it's to give in a co-created way. It's not charity. It's not pity anymore. You're not saving anyone. No one's a victim. No one's sitting there, because this is the next part of it. That when I was in the, this is like stage 2 of this. So when I was in the gym today in a spin class, and hopefully I can weave this all together, because it's a real amazing journey if I can kind of translate my inner experience, which is so profound in all the time. That when I was in the gym today in the spin class, obviously in a spin class you push, or let's say any exercise, but especially in spin for me, because it's so like the music playing is all like every single sense is being activated, and it's really trippy, and you have to stay very present. Plus, because the wheels are going so fast, your leg can freaking snap off. So it's I really enjoy the spin class. I get a lot of endorphins, a lot of high, and a lot of DNA activations. But what happened was this is so profound. If you're with me now, you're going to just like, yeah, have a mind blow. Our path is obviously to be in the middle, to be neutral, to not crave anything, and to not be angry with what you have. Therefore, you'd be grateful and you would be at peace. Therefore, you can come into the now moment. Therefore, you can accept every single moment is perfect, because you're the one not judging it. You're actually observing what is, meaning you can call in higher manifestations, because you're aware that all that is only there now. And if you're there now, then you already have everything, meaning that you'd never ever be in any fear, any lack, any scarcity, anything lower than your highest timeline, right? So we all know that if we're on the path of spirituality, we all know these truths. You can't be too much, can't be too little. You come into the now, you realize it's all there, and that you're everything. So why would you ever want anything less than everything, right? So when I'm in this spin class, I'm going at it. And he's going, go harder, go harder, go harder. And then as I was observing in this like harder state, I'm observing obviously the ego going like, slow down. You weren't in this state a minute ago. And I was comparing the two states, and it made me realize 5 minutes before I'm in this state, right? 5 minutes later, I'm in this state. Is there any judgment when you feel like giving up and struggling? Like when I was like, what judgments come up for you compared to this moment where you are, let's say, quite still, but in a, you know, like slothy way. Like I'm not moving that fast. I'm basically going on, I can just run like casually, yeah, to pushing, sweating, and I'm not saying wanting to give up, but just noticing that your body is working faster, harder. It's working differently. What judgments come up between these two states? Because what was coming up for me was, obviously I practice non-judgment, so I don't look back at the state I was in and then compare it to this state. I'm in the now, so I'm now in this state, and this is my normal. So whatever I'm in, I treat as my normal. I treat as equal to the next, equal to the last, same, no difference. This is how a human would feel, because I am a human and I have no judgment on it. So whether I'd fallen over and hurt my knee, no judgment, because I'm not comparing to a moment when my knee was not cut. I'm not comparing to a moment in the future when it will be healed. I know that it wasn't. I know it will heal. I know in this now moment, this is the in-between moment that I get to experience in physicality. So as I was on this, I was like observing, and that's our job as meditators. Yeah, you are observing what's happening. You're not falling prey into it anymore. You're observing. So I'm observing these two states of being like, I'm normal in this supercharged superpower mode. And I'm normal in my still soft mode because I don't judge them. So we know that. But the DNA activations were so profound in the physical experience of my DNA truth, because in each moment we're upgrading, we're up leveling the truth we can speak, the truth that we feel. We want to be it both equally. We don't want there to be any separation. Oh, my internet might have just changed a bit. So we don't want there to be any separation between what we say, what we hear, what we see, anything, because our inner world, oh, I don't know if this is changing. Our inner world is the perception that then we're able to project out, right? So if I have a belief on the inside that I don't judge and that I feel that all things are equal, but then when I do exercise, I start going, oh God, I don't like this. I wish I was just relaxed again. It shows the incoherence. It shows the difference, that I still need integration in that. But in that moment, I didn't. I was fully in it. I was embodied. I transcended that. I was right there being like, this is the new awareness that I had. If that was forever my new normal, if I wanted it to be, if I did not choose for sloths, I don't mean like in a bad way, but normal, just walking, not sweating. If I chose for my normal to be faster, adrenaline, sweat, pumping, yeah, endorphin, yeah, if I chose that to be my new normal, right, then it could be. So I was observing it saying, if this was my normal, like an Olympian athlete, what would I observe of my previous moment? Would I observe it and say, God, I really hadn't been making the most of this physical vessel for a long time? And then observe that there could be someone that isn't a normal athlete and that they do experience that feeling majority of the time. And that if they did perceive how I felt, they'd be like, I'm sick, I'm ill, I'm down on my knees, down on my luck, you know, like I'm going so slowly or something. And in that moment, because I practiced non-judgment, I knew that neither were any truer than the other, because I'm perfect in both moments. I am the awareness of the experience of everything. And therefore, this side was not more important than me being fully cellularly activated. Instead, I practice perfection in each moment as I channel my higher self, my soul. They're not judging either, they're the observer of it. And in that moment of realizing that this feeling of high and endorphins and sweat obviously did feel more powerful. However, I didn't feel less powerful then. I was unaware of this feeling. However, I didn't feel small then, and I didn't look back at myself and think I was small either. I was like, I'm perfect in every moment. I'm perfect in this moment. I was perfect in that moment. I'm going to be perfect in that moment, because I practice perfection, because it's being a child of creator. I am perfect. They created this experience for me. Now, this is where it deepened. Then I understood, as I say, you have to have the inner projection, the beliefs, the upgrades. It's all the fun. But then when you're activating your DNA, when your cells are really, really embodied in your truth, you know, you are that. But when they're actually aligned to what you're saying, with no shadow of a doubt, you're actually feeling it. Yeah, you're feeling your vibration and its incoherence with what you say. Yeah. Then I was holding the space and I was like, all, you know, confirming to myself in my cells while I'm sweating, all experiences are equal. All experiences are perfect. All experiences, as in people, yeah, people, trees, whatever, but let's just focus on people. Who am I to say that in this moment, my fit me is better than the past me? They're just physical experiences to be had by infinitely perfect beings. There's no right or wrong. There's no low or higher. There's no judgment on someone sitting down and eating sugar all day compared to the Olympian athlete. It's an experience, a physical experience, which is still just space and energy, but the physical projection and perspective experience from a perfect soul. Yeah. Therefore, I hope that that maybe shifts something in you and confirms it for you. You are always, 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 always perfect. Whether you're sat doing no exercise or doing some exercise, my personal experience was that my anchored truth was allowed to come through my cells because I was moving them in that way. And therefore, in this trippy environment, I'm having like massive vortexes of psychedelic visuals happening, channeling, higher self coming through even more, soul coming down while I'm in this spin class. But the anchored integration of my truth was allowed to transcend even higher, so that when I come out, I was really like, they're literally like in here, like if someone said to me, what's better, being Olympian or being obese, it's like, it literally does not have an opinion. It's like that, even asking the question makes me feel boss-eyed. It's like a malfunction, a non-truth that it cannot be answered. It is like, no, there is no correct higher thing. There is nothing. There is no comparison. There is no better or worse anything. Yeah. This is ascension. This is self-mastery. This is the enlightened path. But this is like not philosophical ideas at all anymore. Yeah, this is what is happening right now as we're ascending into higher dimensions. We're receiving a higher photonic light, is that we are actually becoming unable to obviously see it any different, but unable to speak non-truths, even when they sound so obvious to someone on the offset that said, what would you rather be, obese or an Olympian physically? Right now, I'm like, it's can't, there's no answer. There's, yeah, it's an experience from within of perfection, having an experience manifested in the physical. But when you're in a higher density, when you've ascended your awareness, even when someone is sat there in, let's say, fourth dimension and they're obese or they're an Olympian, that will be even more clarity to the perfection. Even when someone's sat and they've ascended and they've got the vaccine and they haven't, people will, that have processed this non-judgment, that have processed the perfection, if you're neutral, that there's no right or wrong, that if you actually get to that position, you've ascended. If you practice that, you'll ascend. If you go through a formula where you want that, you'll ascend. But you have to want to be able to look at yourself from within and not be able to see it another way. And when that happens, you're like, I'm there. Yeah, I'm there. I'm not judging the abuser or the victim. I'm not labeling them that. I can't say, there can't be an abuser without a victim. There can't be a victim without an abuser. I can't separate anything. But in terms of who you want to be or whatever, the integration happens when you're putting yourself in a position where you realize that you possibly could have been judging yourself and then you don't, and your practice is continuously happening within you. Yeah, I know I've been here for a long time, but I really wanted to share that with you all, to hopefully you to grasp that what is happening right now is not a concept, it's not an interesting discussion, it's not an intellectual debate, it's a shift in evolutionary phase for humans. We'll just say humans for now, that if someone does not want to see it as that, don't. But don't fight someone that we do see it as that. You know, don't think that you have got one over on us, that you think that we're going, oh, I don't mind if I'd rather be obese or an Olympian. Don't think that we've lost it. See that we've seen through the veils of judgment and comparison, and that we actually have anchored that we're a perfect being. We're a child of creation, no matter what, but that we're actually only having a physical experience because we're being channeled, meaning we're always perfect, meaning there's nothing external or physical that would warrant anything other than a perfect experience. Beautiful. Okay, so really feel into that teaching, go back to that and go over and over again. If you can get that, yeah, you're there. Like I say, you either practice the teachings and you're there, but you have to want to see it in that way. But you might feel like, I can't wait to see it in that way. You might feel like, I just wish I did. You might feel like, I guess I can perceive that, but I'm not. But trust me, keep with it. Yeah, keep with it and you'll get there. Yeah, obviously this is what I teach. So holdingspaceforyou.co.uk, get your 12 keys. It's only $7 to actually work with me. Yeah, it's $7. And that's why I've put it out there, so that you can not just intellectualize these concepts, but in the audio masterclass, I listen to it and my DNA is like, wow, 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 and constantly bringing new epiphanies for myself from my own higher self channeling. You know, it's not like, oh, I done the masterclass, I said it, so I know it. Life is not like that anymore. You do not take a test and you've finished. Life is constant opportunities for awareness that you as a self-led learner choose to take. If you're waiting for someone to give you a big tick, you're not there yet. If you're waiting for a qualification to feel like you've completed something, you're not there yet. It's constant. Yeah. So when I use my own material, like the 12 keys, I'm looking for the clues that I didn't hear. I'm looking for the holes of the upgrades that I can do. And because the 12 keys are universal truths, they're constantly there. And that's why it's only $7. Okay, so get that, and then hopefully you can align to choosing, do I even judge an obese or an Olympian as any different? And when you can get to the point where you see both as perfect, you're there, my friend. And I hope you can taste that sweet nectar, that even if you don't feel like you're there yet, imagine that you're gonna be there. You're gonna be that person that doesn't see the difference, that can't speak, can't perceive. I can't perceive the difference between an obese or an Olympian. It's fucking nectar, babe. Yeah. Okay. So good, right? Oh, so good. Okay, so then the third thing that I wanted to say, I mean, you know, we talk about this all the time, but I want to try and keep this half an hour today. The third thing is your wallet. Now, what does your wallet look like? Is it scruffy? Is it small? Is it confused? Is it? Could I put a wad of 50s in there and them just fit nicely in? Okay, I had this little wallet like this, little zip. It's hemp, it's rainbow, I love it, it's cute. But where do you think my notes are going? Folded in half, and then I'm getting my cards out, all like this. Yeah, I got some crystals in there, I always have money in there, fine. But nah, new thing, okay? This is dropped. High self. You need a big wallet, You need a big wallet, yeah? And this is coming from me. I go out all the time. I'm out in my hiking stuff. I've got homeschooling, yeah? Homeschooling. Being out all day, okay? Any weather. So I just have this little purse. Anyway, I got this big purse. Am I really the type of person in my old life to carry around this big purse? No. Could old me judge me for having this big purse, flash purse, a little bit of gold in there? Yeah. Does new me judge? No. Does new me understand the game of manifesting, of quantum manifesting? Yeah. Do I understand respect of the frequency of money? Yeah, I do. It's God. My purse is now this big, okay? Like this. Wads, okay? Wads. This is what you want. You want to be able to, if I was going to give you, so I was like, oh, I'm going to give you 10K. I want to give you 10K. Here, you're amazing. I love you so much. Here's 10K. It's in cash. Can I put it in your wallet, please? A 10K wad would only be this much. Yeah? Could your wallet fit in? Legit, can your wallet fit it in? Okay. Now, if it can't, I want you to go and invest in a new wallet. Okay. Do you know what I'm saying there? Oh yeah, the bank, because obviously you borrow. If you don't know Rich Dad Poor Dad, all the billionaires are in loads of debt, because it's not like that. Remember what I said at the beginning about a charity? You you take money like from banks and stuff. They got billions of debt. You take money and you're telling the universe, I trust in my dream, I trust in my vision, I trust. So there's nothing wrong with debt. Debt's so good. That's good. And I'll talk about that another time. So if you don't know about that, you will know if you keep catching my lives. Debt's amazing. The more debt you're in, well done you. You're telling the universe, oh baby, I know I trust my vision. I know I'm coming to new earth. I know it's all good. I know you love to give to me. So your third and final task from this today's daily download from my higher self. You need a big wallet that can fit 10,000 in. Yeah, if I was going to give you 10,000, I want you to be able to just put in your wallet straight away. You got something small like this, yeah, you're basically telling the universe, I only want a little bit. I only want a little bit. To say all the banks go, I want to give you gold platinum cards. Have you got enough space in your wallet for your gold platinum cards? They're waiting to sign them for you. Here you go, they're waiting to sign. You got 6 platinum cards. And as soon as you borrow the money on them, as soon as you take the money, you get double back from the universe. Have you got enough space in your wallet for your new cards? Okay. This is what my higher self saying. You need space in the wallet, because then you're telling the universe, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm organized. I got space for it all. Okay. And I'm someone, like I say, that usually walks around getting wet, getting soggy, doing whatever with my little purse, little zip. Not anymore. I've got the big wallet ready to put it in. Got space for the cards ready to put it in. Okay. So 3 things. Sponsor a child. Very interesting how light workers could completely shift the world overnight and activate more codes of abundance overnight, because what you give out, you get back, as well as have abundance, love, freedom, and connection activated. 4 primal codes of the universe, which is what we're here to do. Number 2, when you're integrating your beliefs and your cells, go back and watch what I said about the training of the exercise. If you are still judging that you'd rather be, that you couldn't decide, but that you'd still judge being obese or an Olympian, and you still think they're any different, you need to activate your codes of perfection, which obviously go back to the beginning of this video and learn that, because we get to be the people that cannot see the difference between obese and Olympian. And I tell you, the feeling is freaking nectar, being unable to choose what's better. Neutral, baby. I'm God, they're children, and I'm a child of God. And then number 3, you need a big new wallet. You need a big new wallet, and it needs to be annoying. And I'll say one more thing on the wallet. Here's me. I was about to go out outside to the gym, and I was going to leave my wallet. I didn't have any money in there. I left my wallet, my big new wallet. I was going to leave my money in it. Anyway, I thought, oh, me with my 10 grand in there and all my platinum cards, I wouldn't leave that in there. So I went back in, I got my new wallet, I kept it on me. That's not out of fear. That's manifesting, being like, I'm going to be organized, because obviously I do always have my money in there and I do have my cards. No one's going to take it, but I like to look after my things. You're feeling me there? Okay. Let me know you're feeling that. Is that you, Crystal? Crystal, I can see you. Crystal, go back to the beginning of this video. You are going to love it. Love it. It's not just quantum manifesting, it's deep. All right, it's deep, 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 deep. Right, I love you all so much. Thank you so much for jumping on with me. When you watch the video back, comment so that I can know what you're saying as you watch it in real time, and let me know your reflections, and then I'll sort out the links to what I was saying about that. If you haven't obviously already got my 1-page journal, go and grab it for $7. It's amazing, Crystal. You are going to love it. My higher self's been busy. I'll get off now. I love you so much, and I'll probably watch it back now and then see you watching it back and then comment as we go. All right, I love you so much. Isn't it just amazing to be alive? There is so much going on. We are busy. I don't tell the difference between obesity and Olympian, and that is where you want to get to. Bye. Boom, 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 boom.